ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
Lots of places are closing early, and people traveling today could have some issues because of the messy weather. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. 7 people were displaced by a fire in Bangor last night, and the man accused of robbing a bank in Bangor earlier this week was in court this morning. Thank you for joining us. These stories and more are coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Friday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Plenty of alerts in effect. This is a high wind warning that is in effect until 4 a.m. as we head towards your Saturday. Also watching some wind advisories up for this little area right about in here. Also expiring at 2 a.m. for your Saturday. And other alerts also in effect. This right here is an aerial flood watch, and this little shade of green right here. We also have aerial flood warnings right about in here. Coastal flood warnings in effect. We have storm warnings in effect. And another color right here that's starting to pop up now. An alert you normally don't see very often here. This right here is a hurricane force wind warning that's up until Saturday at around 3 a.m. So that tells you we could be dealing with hurricane force winds in a few spots along the coast. That just tells you how strong the wind will be with these systems that will be developing. But otherwise, though, here we go. This thing's really tracking in from the southwest to the north and east, and we're transitioning from that wind stream mix over to all rain. It'll continue to track off towards the north and east with 1 or 2, maybe up to 3 inches of rain before we're all finished up. And those winds up to 60 miles per hour on land and obviously higher along the coast as all this right here continues to track off towards the north and east. So again, the winds will continue today. Sustained winds at least 30 miles per hour. Worse over water, not as much over land, but starting to slowly back off a little bit as we head towards Saturday evening, which is, of course, Christmas Eve. So here's Futurecast here. The rain continues with some snow flurries on the way later on today and parts of tomorrow, maybe even a few snow showers, but most of this will be done as we head towards Saturday morning, but we'll still have the wind to deal with as we do move forward. So for today, lower 50s, wind shear mix changing to rain, damaging winds expected, the east wind getting up to about 55 miles per hour. And our hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, that rain continues, temperatures in the 50s and strong gusty to damaging winds. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. Because of the major winter storm that's expected, Governor Janet Mills has closed all state offices today. State ferry service to outlying islands is also called off today because of the seas are simply too dangerous. The governor said, quote, "We want to be sure that Maine people are safe heading into the holiday weekend. I continue to strongly urge folks to prepare for this storm, to take precautions, especially when traveling, and to check in on your family, friends, and neighbors." As many begin the rush to their destinations in the following days, incoming weather could cause flight delays and cancellations. Our Matthew Jaroncic gives us advice on how to navigate through the holiday rush.
With Christmas just days away, those who are traveling are doing what they can to avoid the holiday rush.
We came like 3 hours earlier just to make sure that we are not caught up in traffic, there's no congestion, and everything is good.
Even with the harsh conditions forecasted for this weekend, travelers are still rolling the dice to reach their destinations.
AAA is forecasting that about 113 million Americans are going to be traveling 50 miles or more over the next 11 days.
Moody says the current stretch between Thanksgiving and New Year's this year is the third highest volume of travel since AAA began recording this information in 2000.
We're back to pre-pandemic travel levels, and we've known that this travel demand is pent up. So folks are wanting to get out there and travel.
And while there are many passengers that are concerned about the weather, others like Carly Merritt are looking forward to experiencing winter in Maine.
I was actually kind of really excited to go on it because I thought we would get to see the snow on the airplane, which we did get to see the snow, and it was super cool.
Bangor International Airport Director Tony Caruso has a few tips to make your trip less stressful.
Contact your airline now if you can, if you're concerned about your flights. And also download your airline's app. That's one of the best ways that the airline has to give you timely information, whether your flight's delayed or, canceled, and rebooking information there.
Matthew Jaroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
A body was found in Bangor Thursday. According to Bangor police, authorities were called to 1129 Union Street at 11:15 a.m. to investigate a body in a field near the airport mall. Police found the deceased male in the field on the east side of the airport mall and positively identified him. They say the death does not appear suspicious and there is no danger to the public. At this time, the investigation is still ongoing and an autopsy will be conducted to determine the cause of death. Authorities are also investigating what caused a fire in Bangor last night that displaced 7 people. Crews were called to 18 Fremont Street just before 8 p.m. 4 adults and 3 children were living in the home. All of them were able to escape uninjured. Bangor firefighters say crews were able to save a large amount of the home and personal belongings. The fire marshal's office has been called in to investigate the cause. The charges have been upgraded for a Rumford man accused of killing his brother this week. 27-year-old Shay McKenna is now charged with manslaughter following the death of 23-year-old Drew McKenna. The siblings got into some sort of confrontation Monday at a home on Route 2. Drew McKenna was shot during the fight and passed away the following day. Shay McKenna is now being held at the Oxford County Jail as police continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding the shooting. A man accused of robbing a Bangor bank this week made his first court appearance this morning. Turns out this isn't the first time 32-year-old Donovan Steen has been charged with bank robbery. He was convicted 12 years ago of holding up the Penobscot County Federal Credit Union. On Tuesday, police say he robbed the Broadway branch of Bangor Savings Bank, only to be captured the following morning near Dysarts in Herman. Police haven't released how much money was stolen. Details in court revealed he did not display a weapon during the robbery. Prosecutors say his mother told them Steen has a drug addiction and needed money for drugs. Steen's bail was set at $25,000. The Maine CDC is reporting the first flu-related child death of the 2022-23 season in the state. They say flu continues to spread at elevated levels across Maine. The CDC says you should contact your medical provider immediately if you or your child experience difficulty or changes in breathing, bluish lips or face, or chest pain. You should also seek medical attention if there is no urination in 8 hours or no tears when crying. If the person isn't alert or if they are having seizures or a fever above 104 degrees or a fever or cough that improves and then returns, those are also reasons to seek medical care. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, we'll tell you about a new movement to help people facing eviction.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve occasional nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort. Try Nervive Nerve Relief.
I like to boost it, my vitamins can boost it. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Find your boost. Uplifting Vitamin Boost.
Boost it.
Welcome to Bennett's Gems and Jewelry in Belfast. With beautifully crafted gemstone jewelry you'll be proud to own or give as a gift. See why our longtime customers call Bennett's their favorite gift store, with an irresistible selection of genuine Maine tourmaline. Fine jewelry and gemstone giftware. Bennett's Gems also pays cash for your old gold and silver. Open till 6 every day, even Sunday. Bennett's Gems and Jewelry is on Route 1 in Belfast, next to Perry's Nut House. Look for our famous pink dinosaur and prepare to be delighted.
Planning your holiday meals and parties? Don't forget about visiting WVII Sons in Bangor, just minutes from the Broadway exit in the Beaumark Industrial Park. Come see why WVII was voted best butcher shop in Bangor, as you get your filet strips of ribeyes custom cut by professional butchers. Try one of their famous honey glazed spiral hams or smoked turkey or chicken. Open on site Monday through Friday. Maine products made by Maine people. WVII Sons. Quality meats since 1860.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
You were having a big family gathering. Yes, ma'am.
A rented vacation home came with rules.
What was the discussion? He told me no one over 12 people could stay there.
But what Grandma won't admit...
How many people arrived at Mr. Cooksey's house?
Was that her large family was a big problem.
Mr. Cooksey finds out on the day that you arrive, there are going to be 24 people in his house.
Next, Judge Judy.
Friday at 5, only on ABC 7.
Happy Hanukkah from ABC 7.
strike at the Woodland Pulp Mill in Baileyville has been averted. According to United Steelworkers Representative Mike Higgins, the organization overwhelmingly accepted the company's last proposal after voting for the past few days. The contract will last 3 years, dated back to August 31st of this year, and will include a 4% increase for the first year and a 3% increase for the second year and third year. It will also maintain existing health care benefits and retirement benefits for the entirety of the new contract. Even though the two sides were able to agree on a contract, USW Local 27 Representative Mike Higgins says there's still more work to be done.
We were looking for the company to step up and do a cost of living increase on top of the general wage increase. The company was not receptive to that. And in the end, we did not attain a cost of living raise. We're a little disappointed in that, but I'm very proud of my negotiating committee recognizing where we were at this point.
The 3-year contract is set to expire in July of 2024. There's a new movement to help families facing eviction. Thursday, a group gathered outside of Portland's district court demanding action. With the end of the pandemic federal rental assistance, families all over Maine are being evicted from their homes and at a very fast rate. The eviction court has been holding multiple eviction cases a day. Thursday, they had 60 cases alone. At the rally, families, advocates, and elected leaders gathered to show their support and call for a statewide action for those being affected.
The effect of homelessness, the effect of eviction, the effect of the stress that people are under trying to pay these crazy rent prices or find an apartment or a house that they can afford is a stress that takes over your life.
With the affordability gap widening, advocates are demanding new housing laws and safe and affordable housing for all Mainers. One lawmaker is introducing a bill called the Housing Opportunity for Maine Act, which she says will put rent in reach for more Mainers and protect against discrimination. More than $36 million for Maine public safety facilities and equipment is in the funding package that passed the Senate. 27 Maine communities have projects that will benefit from the funding, including a fire station addition in Dedham, a new police station in Caribou, a new fire station to replace the 175-year-old structure in Bradford, and replacing an old fire station that is in disrepair in Plymouth. Money to help construct a facility to house Belfast Fire, Police, and Ambulance at a single location is also included. Senator Susan Collins is a senior member of the Senate Appropriations Committee and made the announcement Thursday. The funding bill will now be passed by the House before heading to the president's desk to be signed into law. After the break, some researchers say a lack of sleep isn't helpful to us or our communities. We'll take a look when we return.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
The Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view. Relax, unwind, and enjoy their inviting atmosphere and inspired cuisine from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Experience their Wine Down Wednesdays with half-off bottles of wine. Simply call to make your reservation today. You'll love the tradition of the Lucerne Inn.
Happy holidays from Coastal Auto Parts, your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts store, now featuring a whole line of Milwaukee tools. Happy holidays from Nana's Attic and Then Some, now open in the Mill Mall, Ellsworth. We have antiques, treasures, collectibles, furniture, and more. Make Complete Tire Incorporated your next stop for new tires, quality maintenance, and professional auto repair services, located in Ellsworth.
I'm excited. This week on Wheel, I think it's your night to clean the flue. Everyone's spinning. Hey.
Oh my goodness.
For weekend getaways.
Play basketball. Yeah, I like to dunk.
Can one contestant solve every puzzle?
Yep, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Boy, yeah, that's it. Wow.
Find out this week.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
Celebrate the season with Jeopardy! Little-known holiday facts. On the first day of Hanukkah in 1979, this president lit the first national menorah. Who is Jimmy Carter? Did you get it? Let's try another one. Each year, Nova Scotia celebrates its friendship with this city by giving it a giant Christmas tree. What is Boston? We wish you a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you this week on Jeopardy!
All this week at 7:30, only on ABC 7.
Now to the major Christmas storm affecting Americans across the country. You wouldn't know it here, but life-threatening cold temperatures are sweeping the nation. The weather is crippling holiday travel for millions of Americans in what could be the coldest Christmas in decades. ABC's Ike Kajachi is in Washington with the latest.
Good morning. It's being called a once-in-a-generation storm, and officials all across the country, including the president, are urging people to take this storm seriously. This morning, a storm like no other. A massive holiday storm causing rain, snow, and intense blizzard conditions sweeping across the country. 200 million Americans across 45 states, from Washington to Texas to Maine, are now under winter alerts for snow, wind chill, and floods. Temperatures in several parts of the country have plummeted. The timing of the storm couldn't be worse, as millions are packing the nation's airports, causing a travel catastrophe.
Not really prepared to sleep here, to say the least.
There have been over 7,000 flight delays and cancellations, with even more interruptions expected today. Flights are 95% full, making rebooking extremely challenging. Now, most airlines are waiving change fees or offering travelers the option of choosing new flights to avoid the bad weather. However, it may be later than expected. Ike Kajachi, ABC News, Washington.
It's not a done deal yet, but lawmakers in Washington are closing in on an agreement to prevent a partial government shutdown tonight. The Senate approved a massive spending bill late yesterday, and now all eyes are on the House. As Doug Luzider reports from Washington, there isn't much time to spare.
A looming holiday can certainly focus minds around here, and ultimately there is an emerging bipartisan consensus around a big expansion of federal spending.
Agreed to.
The gavel fell in the Senate without much time to spare.
It's one of the most significant appropriations packages we've done in a really long time.
Significant in part because the Senate has signed off on a $1.7 trillion spending package, outpacing even inflation. Democrats got what they wanted, expanded social spending, and many Republicans got what they wanted, a big boost for the Pentagon.
So that was my biggest goal, was to get money into the Pentagon above inflation.
And following this week's in-person lobbying effort by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the package does include $45 billion for the war effort. An attempt to keep Title 42 pandemic restrictions in place along the southern border threatened to derail the deal, but it ultimately failed. And from opponents, there were the now familiar arguments about the sheer size of the bill. A Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott tweeted out a video of himself sitting behind all 4,000-plus pages.
There is no way that anybody has read this bill that we just voted on.
But vote on it they did, and now it's the House's turn to have a crack. Democrats and some Republicans want to get this done before the GOP takes control of the chamber next month, making this kind of deal-making even more difficult. And also helping nudge this along, that massive storm making its way across the country, threatening travel plans for lawmakers hoping to make it home for the holidays.
Scotland passed a gender self-determination bill this week. The bill allows those over the age of 16 to change their registered gender without medical supervision. It was introduced by the Scottish National Party-led government and removes the need for a medical diagnosis of gender dysphoria. The passage of the bill, however, is not being greeted well by everyone.
The difficulty with this bill is it's not confined to trans people. It will allow any man to self-identify as a woman after 3 months of living as a woman, which is undefined, with precious little safeguard.
It doesn't affect your right to spaces. It's not kind of a pass to be trans. Trans women, trans men have been using the toilets of their choice for years. I know I have.
The new rules make it so anyone applying for a gender recognition certificate has lived full-time in their declared identity for 3 months or 6 months if they are between the ages of 16 and 17, instead of the previous period of 2 years. Scotland is now the first part of the UK to allow people to put their chosen gender on documents without the need for a medical certificate. Be honest, have you ever woken up feeling grumpy? According to recent studies, if you don't get your Z's, not only will you be more tired throughout the day, you may also be less inclined to help others. ABC's Justin Finch explains.
A lot of us enjoy staying up late, but some researchers say lack of sleep can not only be unhelpful to us, but also our communities. Researchers at the University of California, Berkeley conducted 3 studies and learned there may be an association between feeling groggy and being less willing to help others. They based their findings in response to actions taken by the participants throughout the experiment. These included replies to questionnaires, pressing keys on a keyboard, how long participants would sit, helping others in daily interactions, and donating to charity. The researchers did not take into consideration whether a person was introverted or extroverted, or if they were more or less helpful to begin with. So the next time you consider staying up late, consider it might affect others too. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
At Home Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring in Dover Foxcroft are proud members of the Flooring Network here in Maine. We have our flooring installers on staff ready for you and your custom flooring project. With over 50 years of combined experience, we'll work with you from start to finish, including demo and cleanup. Backed by the Flooring Network's state-of-the-art warehouses, we have a massive inventory to provide you with the best value and fit any flooring budget you may have. So stop in, meet our flooring experts, and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
Happy holidays from Osborne's Plumbing and Heating in Bucksport and Ellsworth, featuring boiler and furnace replacement, gas or oil. Happy holidays from Natural Living Center, featuring a huge selection of natural and organic groceries, health and beauty supplies, and much more. Merry Christmas to all from the crew at Guilford Hardware, 66 Water Street, Guilford.
Planning your holiday meals and parties? Don't forget about visiting WVII Sons in Bangor, just minutes from the Broadway exit in the Beaumark Industrial Park. Come see why WVII was voted best butcher shop in Bangor as you get your filet strips of ribeyes custom cut by professional butchers. Try one of their famous honey glazed spiral hams or smoked turkey or chicken. Open on site Monday through Friday. Maine products made by Maine people. WVII Sons. Quality meats since 1860.
It's the NBA on Christmas Day. I'ma take my shot and make it fade away. Stacking up these wins like I'm LBJ. Hey, it's the NBA on Christmas Day. Sitting courtside, I feel like I might call a play. I sit with some bucks like Giannis to be honest. You know I'm getting money, so the buzzer they gon' count it.
It's NBA Christmas Day. 5-star studded matchups all day long, beginning at noon on ESPN and ABC.
Maine Army National Guard soldiers of the 120th Regional Support Group, who are stationed in Poland, Lithuania, and Estonia, created a video to wish everyone at home a Merry Christmas. Let's take a look.
Merry Christmas from Poland! Hey, Jess, Cambry, Kellen. Just wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas from half a world away. Sorry I couldn't be there this year, but I'll be there next year with you guys. Love you. Have a good holiday. We'll see you soon.
I am Staff Sergeant Nader.
And I'm Chief Martins.
I'm Sergeant Chang.
And from everyone here in Latvia, we'd like to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone back home.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you to my friends and family for your continuous love and support.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Justin Mason.
Merry Christmas from your favorite Mayor Cell.
From the best Mayor Cell.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
A Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to them as well, as we are also thankful for their service. Hefty is creating a way to carry out snacks in style. Hefty snack scarf comes with secret pockets lined with storage bags to easily carry any food out of a holiday party. You heard it right. The scarf will help people enjoy their favorite foods at a party and at home. According to the company, the snack scarf is in a limited supply and available to purchase for $2.78 on heftysnackscarf.com. Now let's check in with Devin Biggs and get the latest on the storm. Devin?
All righty, happy Friday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go. High wind warnings up until 4 a.m. on Saturday for all these areas highlighted here. Wind advisory here until about 2 a.m. for your Saturday for that shade right there. Other alerts also in effect further down toward the south. This right here is an aerial flood watch for this shade of color right here. That right there is an aerial flood warning, coastal flood warnings along the coast. We have a storm warning over the water here until 4 a.m. Saturday. And another alert you don't normally see very often, but with a system like this, it doesn't surprise me that they issued it. This right here is a hurricane force wind warning that is also in effect until 3 a.m. Saturday. So that means hurricane force winds at least 74 miles per hour or worse are possible in those areas. So it's a very strong system. We did have a winter weather advisory earlier, but that has since been dropped as of 11 a.m. this morning. Let's zoom things out and give you all the active alerts in effect. A lot of people with wind alerts, flooding alerts, wind chill alerts in effect, some freeze alerts further down toward the south, and of course blizzard and winter storm warnings in effect across a good part of the Midwest. Back here at home, we're watching the system tracking in from the south going toward the north, and of course the rain continuing and the temperatures all rise to all the snow and the northern ends of the state switching over to rain. That means 1 to 2, maybe up to 3 inches of rain. Cannot be ruled out with the system right here that continues to track off from the southwest, going toward the north and east and intensifying very fast. That is why we have all these alerts in effect across a good part of the country, with a cold blast of Arctic air taking place across a good part of the country as well. So futurecast, plenty of rain taking place today and in parts of tonight. Cold front moves in. Some snow showers also possible as temperatures crash into the teens very quickly. Maybe some of that snow sticking around on the ground as well on Saturday, but a mixture of clouds and sun moving forward and some wind as well sticking around in the parts of Saturday night. So, of course, we'll be dealing with the wind for a while, but most of the precipitation will be done as we head towards your Saturday. How much snow? Maybe a little bit across the northern ends of the state. No big deal for us. This will all melt away with the rising temperatures, but then once the temperatures crash, maybe a little bit more closer toward the coast, maybe a half inch or less, and just a few select areas. So nothing too ridiculous in the snowfall department. It's all that wind, of course, and this big system and all the rainfall as well that will track off towards the north and east. So again, a lot of the precipitation will wrap up as we head towards Saturday, but the wind will take a few days to clear up before things finally start to calm down in general. So otherwise, though, moving forward, 1 to 2, maybe up to 3 inches of rain possible on top of what we've already received before we're all finished up. So a good amount of precipitation are still on the way, and wind gusts as well, up to 50 to 60, even 70 miles per hour in some spots possible before we start to calm things down a little bit as we head towards your Saturday. So your forecast for today, here we go. Lower 50s, that wintry mix changing to all rain, damaging winds with that east wind getting up to around 55 miles per hour. For tonight, 15 degrees. We're going to feel that change. Rain changing to snow, some damaging winds as well. Southwest wind getting up to about 60 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's the Scott's Recreation extended forecast. We're partly cloudy on Saturday, still pretty breezy from time to time, with wind gusts up to around 30 to 40 miles per hour still, but slowly backing off. Otherwise, partly cloudy by that point. We're partly cloudy on Christmas Day, highs in the mid-20s, upper 20s Monday and Tuesday. Monday, we're partly cloudy. Slight chance of snow as we head towards Tuesday. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you, Devin. The wind may give us trouble, but I have a theory that all that wind will help give Santa's sleigh some extra speed. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a good afternoon and a very Merry Christmas.